So many big fitness YouTubers and even small channels, they tell you to stop doing certain exercises if your joints hurt. And this is especially true if they're making videos for busy guys over 40. You can't just cut out bunches of exercises because unlike working out at a gym, you don't have 20 pieces of equipment that can all hit a muscle group in a different way that can give you different joint-friendly options. So what do? The truth is, it's not the exercise that's wrecking your knees, your shoulders, your back. It's how you do them. And specifically, there's 3 hidden training mistakes that lead to this feeling of achy joints. Keep making them, and instead of dropping body fat and seeing more muscle definition, you'll end up injured, sidelined, and watching your progress completely stall. I've been a personal trainer for 18 years, and I used to hate home workouts. But when I became a dad a few years ago, my new packed schedule at the time forced me to look into them because they simply save time. What I've learned since then is that you don't need to go to a gym to get a lean, athletic physique, even at 40 years old. But like I found out, you do need to make a couple strategic changes to get gym quality results from your home workouts. And these changes include fixing these 3 critical errors, turning your home fitness routine into a joint-destroying nightmare. Let's start with mistake number 1. The first problem is lifting like you've always done it, or like you used to in your 20s and 30s. Specifically, I'm talking about how guys typically lower weights. Maybe under control, but also maybe just a little bit faster than that. Not only can fixing this sound a little bit boring or a little bit like rehab, but in 2025, just last year, new studies came out found intentionally lowering weights more slowly, which for a long time has been one of the sacred cows of building muscle. These studies found didn't actually have that benefit. Here's the problem. Everyone writing articles about this, everyone making videos when this study came out, essentially said there's no reason to lift like this anymore, to intentionally slow down how you lower your weights. But this is what those articles and videos didn't mention. It's that lowering weights more slowly, it's better for your 30, 40, 50-year-old joints. Why? Because there's more tension on the muscle when you do that. And if there's more tension on the muscle, there's less tension, less stress on the tendons and on your joints, which are a lot more likely to be injured. And that's what we want, more tension on the muscles and less high-risk stress on your tendons and on your joints. That's the reason to still lower your weight slowly, even knowing that those studies came out last year showing it wasn't great specifically for building muscle. So to sum up, lower your weight slowly because there's less chance of increased joint wear and tear. There's less chance of aches and pains with your joints developing because of that wear and tear, which are both positives that make it easier to stay consistent with your home workouts so that you can see the fat loss, the muscle definition, the increased strength, any of those results you want to see from working out at home. Now here's how to do it. You simply lower weights for any given exercise over 3 to 4 seconds. And if you're doing a body weight exercise like push-ups or like chin-ups, this would also apply. You'll feel the tension in your muscles. And then occasionally, you can also add in a 1 or 2 second pause between the part of the exercise where you're lowering the weight and then the part of the exercise that you're lifting the weight. So lower the weight slowly, pause 1 or 2 seconds, and then lift the weight up. Now, with all that said, fixing this isn't the only way to keep your joints feeling better as you keep working out. So here's the next common mistake that busy guys make when they're working out at home. It involves progressive overload. Specifically, I'm talking about lifting for your ego. In other words, using more and more weight at the expense of exercise form or technique. Now, fixing this mistake, like the last one, is going to protect your joints so you can keep working out and get the best results you can from your home workouts. But that only unlocks half of the puzzle to getting great results. If you want the actual fat loss, the actual muscle definition that you're working so hard for, you just can't let your weekend nutrition undo the progress from your weekday workouts. If weekends are where your progress stalls because of social events, barbecues, etc., then grab my free Busy Guys Weekend Fat Loss Game Plan. Grab it in the description. It's a dead simple 3-page blueprint to lock in your fat loss and muscle definition gains without ruining your lifestyle. Grab that and let's jump into the fix for the second common mistake. Performing reps like this, ego lifting, trying to lift more and more weight at the expense of exercise technique, removes one of the most beneficial aspects of any given exercise from a joint health standpoint. In particular, getting stronger at the very bottom of an exercise before you start to lift up. For most exercises, this is usually the part of the exercise that's the most challenging. So here's the warning. Don't be an ego lifter. I know this isn't a cool hack that is guaranteed to add 25 to 50 pounds to your bench press in the next month, but the fix is simple and greatly improves the chances of you not having joint aches and pains so that you can keep on lifting, so that you can keep on being consistent with your workouts, so you can get those great results that you want. All you have to do is drop the weight a little bit so that you can use a full range of motion and good exercise technique. 5 or 10 pounds less is usually enough, and here's the key. This drop in weight is only temporary, but commit to it and your strength will rebound. Just this time, your joints will move better and be more protected against aches, pains, and injury. Now with home workouts, one of the limitations is equipment. For those of you who only have heavier dumbbells, what do you do? How can you do this? There's a couple options. First is simply reduce the rep range. If you can't get all reps with good form, good technique, and a full range of motion, then do fewer reps so that you can, and then try and build up again. Try and add 1 rep per set every week. Another option, which is probably more optimal, is simply to buy a lighter weight or a lighter set of weights that you can use that would still be challenging for a number of exercises at the rep range you want to lift in. All right, one more mistake to cover. So the last common mistake is only lifting in the sagittal plane, which is trainer speak for exercises that involve a forwards-backwards path of movement. Doing exercises like this is great for getting stronger, for building muscle, for seeing more muscle definition, but it leaves out a lot of movements that happen in sports and that happen in life. So your joints end up getting stronger and stronger in one way, but remain weak and susceptible to injury in other ways. So if you're 40 plus, add in some non-traditional strength training exercises to your workouts. And here's the key, get stronger at them. Don't just put them in the warm-up and do a few body weight reps. Now, this doesn't mean the whole workout needs to be these non-traditional exercises. Putting in 1 or 2 every workout is plenty. Exercises like lateral squats, lateral lunges, rotational squats, rotational lunges, other rotational exercises like dumbbell wood choppers. These are all great options. These train your muscles that don't get hit as hard with traditional exercises like squats, deadlifts, bench presses or shoulder presses. And getting stronger at them helps protect your joints from extreme positions or being in positions that can more easily cause an injury. Now, the first time you try a lateral squat or a rotational lunge, it's going to feel awkward. Let's be honest about why. It's because your body isn't used to managing load or tension in these positions or when moving in these directions. When you only train forwards, backwards, or straight line movements, your stabilizing muscles only adapt to stabilizing in that specific direction. Also, probably won't get that localized burning muscle pump that you do from a bicep curl or a leg extension. But that doesn't mean it's a waste of time. You are actually building tissue tolerance and strength at angles and in movements where your joints are currently vulnerable. Get stronger here, and your traditional exercises, they'll also feel more stable while also feeling more comfortable on your joints. So fix these 3 mistakes and your joints will feel a decade younger. But if you want to know how to structure these fixes into a complete home workout routine that fits a crazy schedule, then watch this video next, where I break down the workouts I do right now that switched from bodybuilding style workouts earlier in the year to workouts that kept my fat loss going while preparing my body for my summer softball season.